If Antifa is a decentralized ideology rather than an organization, who determines what counts as acting on behalf of it? If someone organizes a protest against police brutality or immigration enforcement, causes usually associated with left-wing activism, are they now subject to terrorist investigations? And what about funding? Senator Ted Cruz has publicly called for investigations into organizations that support left-wing causes, mentioning figures like George Soros. But supporting progressive causes through legitimate nonprofits is constitutionally protected activity. Where's the line between supporting legitimate activism and funding terrorism? This is the chilling effect that civil liberties experts have warned about. When the definition of terrorist support becomes broad enough to encompass ordinary political activity, it threatens the foundation of democratic participation. Question 5. How do we navigate politically charged information? Let me be clear about something right off the bat. I'm not saying left-wing political violence is acceptable or should go unpunished. I never said that, would never say that. Violence is violence. And we have plenty of laws to prosecute people who assault others, damage property, or threaten public safety. What I'm asking us to examine is whether the framework being used, calling Antifa an organization and designating it as terrorist, accurately reflects reality, or whether it's a political construct that may have serious consequences for civil liberties. Here's my critical thinking checklist when I encounter claims like this. First, what is the source of the claim? Is it a political actor with a stake in framing the issue a certain way? Or is it from intelligence and law enforcement professionals whose job it is to assess threats objectively? What does the evidence actually show? Are we seeing proof of organizational structure, or are we seeing individual actors with loosely shared beliefs? Third, what are the legal and constitutional implications? Does the proposed solution fit within our existing legal framework, or does it require bending those rules? Fourth, who benefits from this framing? Does calling Antifa an organization serve law enforcement needs, or does it serve a political agenda? Fifth, what are the historical parallels? We've seen governments label dissidents as terrorists before. How did that work out for civil liberties? Here's the bottom line. After many years of teaching students to think critically about political claims, here's what I can tell you with confidence. Antifa, as commonly used in political discourse, is not an organization in any meaningful sense. It's a political orientation. Specifically, opposition to fascism, that some people identify with, and, if you believe the political discourse, sometimes violently. But again, where's the evidence for that? There are undoubtedly individuals who commit criminal acts and claim anti-fascist motivations. These people should be investigated and prosecuted under existing criminal law. We don't need a new designation to do that. We have assault laws, arson laws, weapons laws, and conspiracy laws that work perfectly well for this. What we are witnessing is something more troubling. The use of terrorist designation as a political tool to delegitimize left-wing activism more broadly. And that should concern everyone who cares about civil liberties.